Hello everyone, welcome to Guru TV. We've got our episode 2 of the Jeff Passage project today. For those of you that missed last week's, you can scroll down the blog a few clicks and see that we're trying to help Jeff Passage from Indiana, a guy that has not broke 100, and we're trying to get his scores into the 90s or maybe into the 80s through this little online project. So I want to do a little review here, Jeff, of what I saw of the video that you just sent me. Number one, I think you're making really good progress from just a week's practice up in the cold weather there. So number one is, I think we're still not quite there with the basics. So the grip, and I'm looking at your left hand grip, if you can pan in on that for me, is still needs to come over just a little bit more to the right. I'm seeing your grip here, and then the right hand is still under the club a little bit this way. So I need this left hand to come over just a tiny bit more to where you at least can see two knuckles on your left hand. Okay, is that clear? Can you see that pretty good? And then when you come in here with the fingers, make sure that the lifeline is covering up the thumb so that our V's are going in the same direction, which is to the right. So just so you know, Jeff was having trouble hitting pushes and slices, so the first thing I want to do is seeing some golf balls go left, and you did that this week, which is great news, that now the ball is going straighter, maybe a little bit to the left. So another thing was the posture, still not quite where we want it with the posture, still too much roundness in the spine here, so I really want you to work hard, and this is something you can do in the mirror at home. You don't even have to go outside, is do the posture drill where we put the club down our back, get the head back here, get ourselves over. I need the hips out more, a little bit straighter here, and then you can just relax your shoulders a little bit at the top. We don't have to be perfectly straight from the middle of your back up to your shoulders, but I need the hips and from the tailbone up to the middle of your back, I need that to bend forward. Okay, if we're getting too tucked here and we're too upright, we're going to have a tough time controlling the bottom of our golf swing and hitting the ground. So those are the first two things, is we've got to get the grip a little stronger and we got to get our posture a little better. That's going to take some time. Just working on that inside really is a pretty effective way to do it. You don't have to be on the range hitting golf balls. All right, so let's talk about what we saw on the swing. Right before, the club was going way around behind us too much, and then you're having to circle it around to the outside, come over the top, and then scooping it really bad. So I know you were using a pitching wedge this week. I want to move you up to an 8-iron, okay? Because what I'm seeing is when you take the club away, is I'm still seeing the club head getting a little bit behind the hands in this point, okay? So again, from there, the pattern is here, and then you're coming across it this way. You can see the club really disappear pretty quickly on the follow-through. So still going to work on, basically I want you to feel like you're making a one-piece move with a neutral hand position, meaning I don't want your hands to feel like they bend, hinge, or roll in the takeaway. So when you take the club away, I want you to work really hard trying to keep the hands in, the left arm connected to the chest, and the club head outside the hands. And I don't care even if it looks like it's a little bit closed, that's fine. So as we take it away, it's going to be more of a chest, shoulders, kind of a one-piece big muscle move here, not any hands that are going to affect the club face or the shaft. Then the next thing is we've got to work on that impact position and the releasing of the club. Now, if you've seen some of my former videos, you know that I'm really big on guys that scoop it, okay, guys that break down at impact. I feel like the right hand is definitely a dominant feature in the downswing. The left arm is very weak and has not been trained properly. Now, I understand that golf is a two-sided game, and I believe that, but when we got one that's more dominant than the other, then we need to get the left arm and your left hand a little more coordinated so it can support impact. And here's what I want you to do. We talked about making some one-arm swings, and I want you to make some left arm only swings where you're coming in and you are basically turning your forearms this way. Okay, this is the release. Right, comes in, here's impact, here's post impact. Okay? Right now, you're swinging like this. Can you see that? Okay? So when you're coming in, if you're swinging this way, all we're doing is adding loft to the face. The ball's going to go to the right. Now, at least now, when you're releasing it this way. So now the face is closing, which is a great deal. So now we're going to work on trying to get a little bit more lag in your golf swing and a little bit more forward shaft lean so we can hit the ball even more crisp and get you that little extra distance that we're looking for. So I'm going to hop into the tube here. This is just a half plain board. If you can see that when we set up to the ball, when you take it away, if I just turn back with my chest and my shoulders, you'll notice that the club head is a little outside my hands. This is the position that we're looking for at this halfway back position. At this point, your club's already this way, and maybe even a little bit open. So we want to make sure that we're coming back. You see my hands are very close, and my club head is outside, just like that. And then coming down, we want to feel like basically as we start to do what I call spinning the shaft, okay? As we come down, this is where the back of your left-handed forearms start to turn to the ground. You've heard maybe people say, turn your knuckles to the ground. This is what we're talking about. So notice how that does not affect the plane. If you're pushing with your right hand like you do, okay, you might feel like, well, I'm closing it, now I'm outside. That is a flip, okay? That is an early release. So we want to have this move. So we're coming down slowly. As I'm turning, you see how the club face is closing on the circle. Now my left wrist is flat, and I want to see that club head turning more this way. At this point in your golf swing, you still tend to be a little bit this way with the face up to the sky. So I need that to turn all the way, and then coming out, you see the face a little more that way, as opposed to this. I'm still seeing this. I want this full rotation, and I'm going to hook up some video. I'm trying to put some video on there of your swing and where I can draw the lines and so forth, where we can really, I'll split screen you with some pros and so forth so we can see what's going on here at the bottom of your golf swing. So I want you to really work on this left arm only drill. Very, very simple. If you can see that, we're going to tee a ball up. And one other thing before I forget, Jeff, is there's not necessary for you to sit there and rapid fire golf balls. I'm not Hank Haney. I'm not going to sit there and make you do that. All I need is one swing, and I'd like to see you take your time in between swings where you can place your hands on the club properly, get your posture, and then hit some golf balls. I don't need a whole lot of golf balls. I need quality practice. I don't need quantity, okay? So take your time. I know you're excited to get going and everything, but I don't need all that rapid fire stuff. So get the hands on there, go here. You can do it one or two ways. Like I said, at first you're not going to be able to do this. This is a tough deal because you're very coordinated in your left arm, but you've got to be able to get it here and then hit it. Very simple, just a little kind of chipping swing, knuckles to the ground again. If that's too tough for you, then go with the little claw drill. So I'll take my right hand and put it up here on top where it's just supporting. It's still not doing much in the swing, but it's supporting, and then I can go, and again, coming down, there's the flat left wrist. Just past impact, I want the knuckles rotating a little bit to the left. Just like that. Okay, so see if you can give me about 25 left arm only swings and 25 claw drills before you get your normal grip, and then take it back and do the same thing. So let's